What was the first change you saw that you were like, whoa?
She kind of got rid of that brain fog, and she was able to move around a lot better.
I'm Maggie, UMD, functional and holistic medicine physician and owner of Transform. We have an online program designed to turn around any autoimmune disease, regardless of diagnosis or whether or not you have a diagnosis. If you want to learn more about us, make sure you go to our Facebook group and join Transform Autoimmune Disease Naturally. We literally have hundreds of videos with workshops and interviews just like this. If you are watching us from YouTube right now, make sure you click subscribe and ring the bell to get notified. And if you're watching this on IG, make sure you give us a follow. Today, we have an exciting interview with Sharla and her husband, Will. Sharla's been struggling with quite a bit of time with swelling in her feet, severe pain, fatigue, and brain fog that basically had her quit her job and stopped all the outdoor activities that she loved to do, including hunting and hiking. She was later diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, and lupus. I'm excited for you to watch her journey and see where she's now just 2 months later. Okay, hey Will, hey Sharla, tell us about yourself.
Hello, my name is Sharla, and this is my husband, Will. We're pretty active outdoor enthusiasts. We do just about anything we can as long as the weather's not super freezing cold. We do a lot of hiking, fishing, hunting, competitive shooting. We just spend as much time as we can either together and outside that we can.
Damn. Is she an expert markswoman?
Yeah, actually, she shoots better than most of the men I shoot with. She hit a gallon milk jug at 1,000 yards here a couple years ago and beat a bunch of the old guys.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what diagnosis or symptoms you had that really put a cramp on all this.
It started off with symptoms being rather mild, or what I thought was mild, because it was so steadily progressive. I had swelling in my feet, and I was starting to get tired and fatigued, and doctors couldn't put a thumb onto it as to why this was happening.
And eventually, go ahead.
I was going to say, and then from there, it got to the point where standing up out of a chair was getting difficult, and the swelling went from not only my feet, but also to my hands.
What were you ultimately diagnosed with, and how long did it take you to get to the diagnosis?
Most of these symptoms started in November, and it took until July of the following year before I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, and lupus.
Well, like how many autoimmune disease diagnoses did you need? I mean, you didn't just come up with one, they came up with 3 diagnoses, correct?
Correct.
Okay. What kind of impact did it have on your lives?
I quit working in May because I couldn't type anymore. Getting up and down out of a chair was close to impossible.
Mm-hmm.
The brain fog and the fatigue was just horrendous. The swelling was so bad I couldn't put shoes on.
And how did her symptoms and illness and diagnoses impact upon your lives together?
Well, it made it quite stressful. I mean, I've been working all along 40 to 60-hour work weeks, and then I have to come home and try to help her out of a chair. There were days when I had to actually comb her hair for her. Outdoor stuff, anything outdoors outside of the house came to a screeching halt. I mean, there was no fishing, nothing. Just to get her into the truck go somewhere was a chore, just to get her outside and get some fresh air, you know.
Sharla, I know when we first met, you had mentioned that you wanted to be able to hunt again.
Yeah, hunting has always been a big part of our lives, but it was more than just the hunting. I wanted to be able to shoot competitively again and do the hiking that we used to do. I have a list of these on a dream board that shows things that were very important to us that we had lost.
Would it be right to say that, you know, with rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, and lupus, between the brain fog and the pain, your symptom load was like at a level 9 out of 10 when we first met just a couple months ago?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, inquiry minds want to know, it's only been 2 months since you started the program. And Will has done this program with you, supported you during this entire program. He's been there throughout this entire process. So I'm going to ask both of you is, where are your symptoms now? Just 2 months later, where are you now?
of course, after all the changes and all the wonderful encouragement that the program has given me, on an average, I'm probably pain level about a 4.5 to a 5 on an everyday basis.
This is from a 10.
From a 10.
Okay.
And I have no more swelling in my feet.
What?
Yes, I put shoes on for brain. Brain fog is down to like nil. Like, my head is clear most of the times. I can usually pick my words out very easily.
What was the biggest frustration for both of you?
For me, it was, she'd go to a doctor and they wouldn't have anything for her. They just give her some kind of pain medication and tell her to go home. She'd go to another doctor, and pretty soon it's 2, 3, 4 doctors, and they all had the same thing. They just really didn't give a damn.
So more and more meds, no answers, and you didn't
no answers,
feel like
no nothing.
No
you didn't
relief.
feel like they cared.
Yeah.
And there was no relief. Most of the medications they tried to put me on made me sicker than my own symptoms.
Your pain just in the last 2 months have gone to half, from like a level 10 to like a level 4. Your brain fog is gone. Your energy is better. Your swelling is gone. You're being able to go back in your hiking boots, and you're able to actually go out and do things again. And so this is unheard of results in the regular doctor world and the regular medications that they're going to recommend.
After we took your test, of course, then we knew for sure which foods were actually a problem, which ones weren't.
Yeah.
But I was completely eliminating so many foods out of my diet except the right ones. I would have a 3-day delay, and then I'd have a problem. So I never guessed on which ones that were really wrong.
Yeah, that's a problem with these food sensitivities that trigger autoimmunity. It's not immediately that you would have a result, that you would feel something bad. So it's really difficult to figure out. And worse yet, there's a combination of different things. So to your surprise, what were some things that you had to eliminate that was surprising for you?
The gluten in the very beginning was the big one.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one that made the biggest impact. And then as far my dairy, I quit dairy for 8 weeks.
So gluten and dairy had some really immediate impacts, and they were surprising for you.
Yeah.
Okay. What were you able to eat more of? What was surprising?
Everything else.
Right? You don't have to eliminate 90% of the food on the planet to get better within days.
Right.
Is it worth it to go back to eating the gluten and dairy that you found out you had to avoid? Is it worth it to go back and to eat that again?
No. The other day we were in a restaurant, and we were having salad, and she tried, and the lady walked by, asked us if I wanted a breadstick, and I looked at Will and I says, "She's trying to kill me."
Hey, I had a question. You didn't mention hair loss in the beginning as one of your biggest symptoms, but I know it was. So what happened just in the last 2 months with your hair? I'm curious.
When it was at its worst was probably mid-January, and I was losing hair by the handfuls. It was getting so thin.
And where are we now?
And I went to the hairstylist the other day to get it trimmed up because I cut most of it off because it looked so bad. And I have like a 1 inch of hair growth underneath all the other stuff. It is coming back in thicker, and the hair loss is non-existent.
A lot of people out there with autoimmunity are struggling with hair loss, and there's no hope for them. Like, there's no hope that the hair would grow back. You actually have proof just in the last 2 months, you have 1 inch of hair grow back. Can you tell people what some of the reasons that you figured out was during the program for your hair loss?
The dietary changes made a big difference, getting rid of the gluten, and of course, taking all my vitamins and supplements. I'm sure that was very helpful. Blood sugar control.
Yeah.
Controlling the blood sugar, I think, is what's made the biggest impact.
Why did you guys almost not join the program?
Because I'm kind of a skeptic unless I can put my hands on it.
Yeah.
I know it's a tree because I can walk over and touch that tree.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of the way I am. I've been that way my entire life. So I'm not a real big fan of the internet. I'm kind of a hands-on kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I was skeptical, but I did it for Sharla.
What made you get past the skepticism?
One of our first meetings, I was in eastern Montana working, and I think I did miss one because I couldn't get it up on my computer, but seeing the results and supporting her as best I can.
You mean you saw results in her, or you saw results in all the other people who were in the program
Well,
at the same time?
Her and everybody else.
Yeah. It's kind of shocking, isn't it? When you first jumped into that first call, you're like, I can't believe all these people with all these different autoimmune diseases are getting these results.
I've got a friend of mine that I shoot with, and he's a couple hours west of us, and he's autoimmune. And I talked to him at 6 o'clock one morning before work and told him, you need to check this program out, if you're tired of it.
I have a question for you. You said it was hard for you because you like to touch things and know that then it's real. How
Right.
quickly, within her starting this program, were you able to touch and feel the reality of these results?
Within the first couple of weeks, the water challenge, of course, I still get on her about it.
What was the first change you saw that you were like, whoa?
She kind of got rid of that brain fog, and she was able to move around a lot better. And the swelling in her feet, that's been gone for some time now. I mean, she still has good days and bad days, but
Yeah.
for the most part, she's moving a lot better than she was a couple months ago.
Sharla, did I get that right, that there is a new job?
Yes, I have started working again. I'm actually working from home, so I don't have to worry about a commute and having people watch me walk or not. Yeah, I've gone back to work.
Okay, I'm going to ask this question. What's something that you can do right now effortlessly that 2 months ago that you thought was impossible?
I can actually get out of bed unassisted.
What was your favorite thing about seeing Sharla work with us?
Honestly, you're kind of bossy.
Thank God I'm kind of bossy.
Well, I like the way you
Your approach.
to people when somebody's stuck on a single subject, you kind of like almost reach out and smack them.
Not in a bad way. You're direct.
You're direct. Yeah.
That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, so here's the contrast. I think what you're saying is she went to 3 other doctors before, however many doctors, and you felt like you weren't getting any answers. Well, I have literally hundreds and thousands of answers, and I'm very direct about giving it. I want the opportunity to be able to help people focus and to give them as many answers as possible. Sharla, what was your favorite thing about working with us?
I think the community and the education. You were able to break it down so that you could see it and understand it. It's not take a pill. It is, this is why we need to do this.
What would you guys say to that person who's sitting on the fence about whether they should watch this training or learn more about me or not? What would be something you would say to that person right now?
I'd say do it.
It's the moment in your life you're never going to get back, and you need to live life to the fullest and at least look at the opportunity that this could be life impacting.
What was the reason you almost didn't join the program?
I had kind of given up. The doctors weren't working. The medication wasn't working. I was getting to the point where I couldn't get out of bed. And there was so much pain that was never ending. I was walking into a dark cave that I wasn't going to be able to get out of.
Okay. What is something you learned about yourself that surprised even you?
I'm stronger than I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
My I am statement is probably my biggest, I am a strong, exuberant, and deserving woman. And
Hell yes, you do.
in learning to believe it.
Woo! So the mindset work with the I am statement was huge. You're really owning it.
Yes.
Boy, that was a wonderful interview with Sharla and her husband, Will. I think about seeing her just 2 months ago and just how much pain she was in and how hopeless she really was. I don't think her or Will really believed that it was even possible for her to be able to hunt again or shoot again or work again. And so for me to just 2 months later be able to see the same couple with just not only just renewed hope, but to see the actual results of her being able to wear her shoes, go out and start hiking again, and get a new job again, and to see the joy of the two of them being together, interacting with each other, and enjoying the heck out of each other again is just thrilling. So I am just so happy that you were able to share this experience with me. If you know somebody who's dealing with a lot of pain, rheumatoid arthritis, psoriatic arthritis, or lupus, and they're hopeless, or they feel like there's really no answers or no help, just like what Will and Sharla thought, go ahead and put their name underneath the comment in this comment section below. They'll get notified, and then they'll be able to watch it. They may not listen to you, but they may listen to me, or they may listen to Sharla or Will. Sharing is caring, and thank you.